hybrid trailer and it fits the whole family. It has a bathroom, lightweight, can go anywhere, and totally off-grid capable. If that's what you're looking for, you want to check out this next video. Stay with us. I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV, and today we're going to take a look at the MDC 15-4 OGE. This trailer is a little bit different in 2026, but it's got all the great space in it. You've got room for four, a nice bed, bunks, and bathroom. It's got everything you need and super off-grid capable. Now, when I say that, I mean you can run your air conditioner all night, no problem. So, let's take a look at the inside of this, but before we go in, let me give you a few specs. This trailer is only 22 feet long. Now that is before you pull out the back. That pull-out actually creates the queen bed. The front has the two bunk beds. So you've got 22 foot when you're towing and only 5,500 pounds. That's quite incredible. So many great features, loaded with options, solar, off-grid capability, but also off-road capability. That's what MDC does best. So we're gonna start inside, show you the new 2026 15-4 OGE. Stepping inside, you know, with a pop-up, the best thing is you've got a lot of height in here. So it's gonna make it feel a little bigger than it is. Also, with the canvas on the side, you can unzip the canvas and get lots of great airflow in here. The screens, the air, the light, just a great feel, particularly if you're out in the wilderness. So all great pluses in this 15-4. You get a low towing height, but plenty of height when you step in. I also really like the bunk beds to the right when you walk in because they don't really block your view. And that's part of what makes this feel very usable. So let's start back here on the bunk beds because these bunk beds are 80 inches long. The top one is only about 27.5 inches wide. The bottom one is 39 inches wide. So a little smaller width up here, but still, you put your head on this side, stick your feet down there, very usable for adults. Now 80 inches, that's the same length as a queen size bed. So yeah, not losing anything there. I do like the fact that they also have the zip downs here where you can open them up and get the screen, get the airflow. So many times when you're camping off the grid, you don't need the air conditioner, you just need that airflow coming through the camper. So that's very easy to do right on the top, and then you've got two windows on each side on the bottom bunk. So yeah, lots of airflow in the bunk area, and that's unusual. The bank of drawers underneath is perfect storage for the guests up here in the bunks because that is, I don't know, an important piece when you have a smaller hybrid trailer. These drawers, you've got two different rows of 3 drawers each. They're 5 to 6 inches deep. Okay, maybe they're not terrifically long, but they certainly will do the job. Now on the right, you've got a larger open cabinet here. It's 2 shelves, and yeah, just great space for storage right here. Another thing that they did that I really like is they have a storage space for the ladder when you're not using it. Again, they try to give you the best of everything in this trailer. So the ladder goes away against the wall when you're not using it, but when you need it, you just hook it in right here. They have these safety catches that flip over to lock it in place, and you have easy access to the top bunk. Love that. What a great system. Now, the bathroom is right next to it, so I really want to show you this next. I know we usually don't start with the bathroom, but this is really pretty cool. Quite amazing in a trailer this size to have this much space. Let's go in and take a look. You may have noticed that in the 2026s, all the hardware is black. The knobs, the faucets, even the shower here. And I love this panel, single handle for hot and cold, big heavy shower head at the top, of course adjustable. Yeah, you may have to hold it in your hand if you're taller than me. My 5-foot tall frame is just fine where it is. But I love the black shelves here. You do have a spot to hang a towel. All of these details make a difference when you're camping. because if you don't have any place to set something down in the shower, it's really not very easy to maneuver. But the next thing in here is that it's huge. I mean, comparatively, I have not seen a wet bath in a camper this size that's this roomy, probably ever. So yes, I'm only 5 foot tall, but my goodness, it's well over 6 feet above me. And it's a wet bath. That means the toilet and the shower are put together. I don't mind that. In a trailer this size, if you had a separate toilet and a shower, yeah, your toilet wouldn't get wet when you took a shower. That's true. However, you know, it would take up so much more space and your shower would be minuscule. So that's how it works. That's why wet baths are really preferred by so many people in the smaller trailer market. So let's look over here. We've got a cassette toilet. Very easy to use. I'll show you that on the outside. Great if you're off the grid because you don't need a dump station. Whenever you need to, you can find any place to dump it that's appropriate, you know, whether it's a bathroom somewhere or a dump station or what you do when you're camping in a tent. So lots of choices in that, but makes it easy. You've also got nice fold out here to hang towels because they're not going to be in your way. You've got shower space, walk-in space, and this nice fold-out towel holder. They put a mirror above the sink, and the sink is not huge, but they make them smaller, folks. I tell you, they do. So this is the perfect size for brushing your teeth, you know, washing your hands, and shaving, whatever it is you need to do in here. Now, if you're taller than me, you're going to need to probably sit on the toilet to shave in that mirror. You can always find a different way to do it. Gosh, and if you're in the middle of nowhere, I'd love to do it outside. You're going to have an outside shower and a shower tent that comes with the trailer. That's right. So if outside showering is your thing, yeah, MDC's got you covered. All right, not a bad little space in here. You've got a nice power fan right up here and a hanger up here for that shower head if you need it up above you. And the last thing I want to mention is this is a one-piece molded bathroom. That's to your benefit because there's no seams that you need to seal, nothing to maintain. It's just one solid piece. Really nice. There is a cabinet underneath right here. And if we look at that, you'll see that there is a little bit of storage space in there. So you can keep some of the things that you need and the rest of your bathroom items right here on these two trays. So yeah, I don't think I'd call it luxury, but if you're out in the wilderness, it definitely qualifies. Moving on to the kitchen, one of the things that they have done new in 2026 is change the interior colors. So if you're familiar with MDC, you've already picked up on that. They have a composite countertop here. It is a wood grain look, really durable and really warms up the feel of it. They have put gray laminate on the cabinets and of course the black hardware. So having everything kind of matching, everything is black now. There's no chrome and there's no white. So it really makes it feel unified. I love that. And I really love this wood look because it just warms up the place. Easy to clean, easy to look at. Good job. Okay, kitchen. Well, you've got not a lot of extra counter space, but if you're not using the stove, you've got a really nice glass top here that honestly doubles as a workstation. You've also got a lagoon table right across, so you could always use that as well. Then next to it, you've got this nice sink. I'm going to pull out this cover that fits right in there. This is like an 8-inch deep sink. It's really deep, nice. You may have big canteens or jugs that you need to fill. With this tall spout, you don't have a problem with that. Again, they've picked really nice fixtures in here, so the kitchen looks great and functions well. Underneath, storage, it's always the question. So let's take a look. Right over on this side, you've got a nice cabinet here. Now, of course, it's under the sink, so you've got to work around that drain right in the center. This is your silverware drawer. Now, it's not got tall sides on it because you've got a little depth on your stove here, but a nice silverware tray built into it that fits perfectly, not going to be sliding around, and then an extra space on the left for utensils. Really nicely done. If you're not familiar with MDC, one of the best things they use are these latches because it's a double lock. You pop it out to unlock it, and then you have to twist it to open it. It's not hard to do, and what it does is gives you that extra security that nothing's flying open when you're in that rough terrain. Now down below, let's take a peek here. This is your pantry. How nice, because you've got these nice drawers that are going to pull out. That is going to hold a lot of food. So what a great way to stack what you need, be able to get to it all. Just very nicely done. The dinette, okay, it's not a 4-person dinette, but you can always sit on the end of the bed. You've got 2 seats here, maybe 3 if people are small, but you have the lagoon table that can come completely out if you don't need it, or like every lagoon table, it can swivel around and go pretty much in any position that you want. I love the fact that it swivels all the way over the seating and can just get completely out of the way, and when you need it, you can just pull it out, set it wherever it works for you. You get to set the height as well, and that's important if you work on your computer or do any kind of desk work maybe when you're out on the road. Speaking of that, let's look at outlets because that's a big question that we get regularly. You have a 12-volt system in this trailer that has not only the cigarette lighter plug, but a USB and a USB-C also. So that combination is in a lot of places. You're going to see it right here underneath the dinette, and of course right next to it is a household 110 plug. Now up on both sides of the bed you will see that same 12-volt charging system along with the 110. You've also got the plugs right here in the kitchen. The same 12-volt charging system here with the cigarette lighter plug, the USB, the USB-C, and the 110 plug right above it. In the bunk area, same thing. Right over here on the right, on the lower bunk, there is not charging ports up there on the top bunk, only on the lower, but they're everywhere else in this trailer. So for a trailer this size, they want to be sure it's really convenient. Oh, and I didn't mention, right next to them, up there in the bed area on both sides, you've also got wireless charging. Just set your phone down. You won't even need those plugs. So great setup for that. These storage cabinets next to the kitchen also have so much space. It can be pantry, it can be clothing, whatever it is you need, because you've got a big open space here. That's as deep as the countertop and down below as well. Now they have cut off like the bottom 2 or 3 inches only for venting, but still huge amount of storage here in 2 different locations. Now at the top of this storage, you have the control panels. So what that means, on the right here, you have switches that are going to connect or disconnect every feature that's in this camper. The water heater, the furnace, the water pump, all of that can be individually turned off. If you're dry camping, you don't want to waste any power, even for a little LED light on something. So you can switch things on and off. Next to that, of course, you can see what is in your water tanks. You've got 2 31-gallon fresh tanks, 1 21-gallon gray tank, and they do have tank heaters. Those switches are on the bottom left as well. So if you get in freezing weather, just flip those switches on, no problem. Now, you also have the Truma control, and that is another change in 2026. This trailer and all of the MDCs not only has this great Truma vent-to-air conditioner, and it is so quiet, so sleek looking, and very efficient. You also have the furnace is, instead of being a forced air furnace, it is the Vario Heat, which has got a lot of great features on it, and it's going to keep this trailer really toasty. The other thing connected in your Truma system is going to be your water heater. So all of that is connected right here, easy control. I love the fact that it's just got one knob and a few buttons on it. Very easy to work. You might want to check out our tech channel because we go through how a lot of these details work. and it'll give you some insight into all of the features. And you know, in a lot of these controls, you may never use some of the deeper features in them, but I don't know. If you're interested, check it out. Next to that is going to be our Renogy controls. Renogy is what's used in all the MDCs in 2026. That includes your batteries, your solar, your inverter, and all controlled and displayed right here. Really super easy to use, and I love the clean look of it. Everything is controlled by one panel. So you're going to get all of the information you need on how much power you have, how much you're using, the input, the output, all right here. Again, tech videos on this, so check it out on our Princess Craft Tech channel. So everything is right here. Underneath, you've got some trip fuses. Really nice to have. No pulling those auto fuses to see if maybe they've popped. You just push the button, they reset, you're good to go. Remember, MDC says we're going to get you there and get you back. I had to ask about that, but if you're in the outback and you're 200 miles from civilization, getting back is important. All right here, easy to use. They really build things to be durable and not need a lot of maintenance and detail work. So I love that fact. What a rugged camper this is. Let's keep going. Underneath the dinette seat and the bed here, you have a lot of the Renogy gear, but you've also got the Vario heat, some of the other equipment that you need to keep the trailer running. There isn't storage under there, but there's easy access, which is really nice. One of the things MDC does that I appreciate is they make it easy to look under there, check to see if you need anything attended to, any maintenance. So it just lifts up super easy. Right here in the front, you can see the furnace. You can see that it's a ducted furnace here, not a forced air furnace. And then you've got an opening in the back here that will have access to more of the gear. Underneath the seat, you're going to see your batteries. So let's talk about the power capabilities of the 15-4 OGE. You're going to start with 400 amp hours of lithium battery. Then you're going to have 745 watts of solar on the roof. You're going to have a 30 amp DC to DC charger for when you're traveling down the road and charging with your vehicle, and then 60 amp MPPT charge controller for the solar. So they're going to be charging as fast as possible. Yeah, so great system. Oh, you've got a 3,000 watt inverter as well. All that gear under here, lots of solar on top. You are ready to camp off the grid, run the AC, stay cool like we're doing now in 110 degree weather. Love that. So great for the whole family. The canvas may not be as insulated as the walls or the dual pane windows, but I assure you this AC can keep up. I'm in Texas, super hot today, and I'm really comfortable inside this trailer. So yeah, don't worry about that canvas. It's a great way to get more space and a smaller travel volume. All right, let's keep going because the back pulls out and it makes a great sleeping area. So you might notice this bed still folded up. That's because we want to be sure it's pristine for the new buyer. But when you fold it out, it's very comfortable. It makes a nice big space here. You've got a nice queen size bed. You know, it is 80 inches wide, so you can sleep across if you want to. Really nice space here. This is going to be a little tight to sit up, but if you lean back, yeah, it's going to be fine. You've got so much height right here. Even people that are maybe a little claustrophobic have no problem with this insert. So if that's something you're concerned about, most likely you'd be fine. Let's talk about some of the things in this area. You've got a TV right here. It's great. It swivels out. It can go anywhere you want. Now, it is a 12-volt television. It is not a smart TV, but you could put any TV in here that you want. Or we could put any TV in here that you want. So what they did was that they have it plugged into 12 volt, but there is a 110 plug right behind it. So if you wanted to get a standard Walmart TV, easy to add right here. There's a fan on both sides. Now these fans are really nice. They have 3 different speeds. They even have a setting where you can set them to go for an hour or 2 and then cut off. Maybe you just need them to run for a little bit until it cools down outside. They can swivel in any direction, up or down, really almost in any direction you need. And they're nice, open, clean look. They're not obtrusive. They move a lot of air. Probably can see my hair blowing just a little bit here because I'm not going to turn off the fan during the video. It really feels great. And you can stick your finger in it and it's not going to hurt you. It's plastic blades. So love that. Both sides on this master bed here. Now the windows are dual pane, as I mentioned before. They are the kind that have 3 different spaces. You know, some of the dual pane windows, you have to tighten the knob to get them where you want them. But this one, it's going to have 3 different settings, and you can stop it whenever you hear the click. Now, one just opens about 2 inches, another one is about halfway, and the other one is going to give you a big, wide open window. There is also a setting where you can put the latch in this slot and still get a little bit of airflow, but your window is still secure. Now, you don't want to go down the road that way. You want to be sure when you're ready to travel that the latch is completely in front of the slot so the window is tightly closed, air can't get under it and open it, pull it off as you're going down the road. The dual pane is going to be the very best for keeping the temperature inside where you want it. You've of course got a blackout screen coming up from the bottom, and then you've got the standard screen coming down from the top. So any combination, because they clip together, so you could have half and half. I don't know. Depends on what you need. Maybe different in different areas of the camper. I love that there's windows on both sides, a nice window behind the dinette and the kitchen, and then a big window back here in the bed, so you can get great airflow. Now, if that's not enough, you have a hikey roof vent, also a dual pane acrylic window on the roof. Lets in light during the day. It's amazing when you open it because you can open it completely. And again, it has a blackout shade and a regular screen. It also has some lighting around it. So at night, it's going to do double duty to light up the space. Really nice. So a little storage here on the right as well. Let's take a look. It's pretty deep. You've got about, 12 inches deep and about 4 inches wide. So it's a long cabinet, great for reach-in items, maybe some of the personal items you want to grab. And right in front of that is going to be that wireless charger that I mentioned. In front of that, of course, that 12-volt plug with both kinds, almost anything that you need right here on the side. You do have reading lights. They clip in out of the way if you're not using them, so they're not sticking out in your way. But they do have a long movable cord, so you can have that pointed right at your book or maybe just a certain area to light it up. You could even just leave it pointing up to give you a little indirect lighting. That's great to have. You've got it in both bunks and both sides of the bed here. So, yeah, what a nice sleeping space. Remember, this trailer's only 22 feet long, so to have a nice space in the bathroom, 2 really comfy bunks, a dinette, a full kitchen, a nice queen bed back here, plenty of airflow, off-the-grid capable. One of my favorite trailers right here, the 15-4 by MDC. Now let's go outside because there's a lot more to see. So heading out the door, I want to point out that you've got controls right here at the step, and they are the outside lights. You've got a white and a yellow on the lights on both sides, and then of course a step light, a spare light, and next to that, that's the controls that are going to raise and lower this roof. That's right, nothing is manual. So just turn it on to give it power, and then raise and lower the roof right here. Next to that, the 2 switches for the awning. And right above it, you've got a stereo and a CD player, okay? So that's a little different. Don't see that a lot anymore, but it's right here underneath, and of course, the battery disconnect. Easy that that's right inside the door here, so you don't have to go inside to disconnect it when you're ready to put it in storage. All of your light switches are nice flat white panel lights up here on the right as you walk in. So very easy to just power up your camper when you open the door. Love that. Stepping outside, I want to talk about the door just for a second. It's a little different than what you may be used to seeing. They do have some nice curtains for the top to cover the window, but I like being able to see out. You've also got this mesh through the entire screen door, so it gives you not only a little security, but, you know, your dog's not going to lean up against it and pull the screen out. It separates a little differently than you're used to. There is a venting at the bottom. That is a requirement in Australia, not so much here. So yeah, you can pull this off, get some venting to the outside if you'd like. Just a nice setup. I love the diamond plate on the bottom half. If you're in the wilderness, if you're out there in some brush, it's gonna protect your camper. The rock guard's here as well. Let's go this way because starting here, you've got a 110 plug on the outside. Now this starts the outdoor living space because you've got this nice awning at the top. No arms on it, it's gonna pull out and be a real nice shade for you. And remember that pantry inside in the kitchen? Well, if you're cooking outdoors, you can access it from either place. That makes it really easy to get to everything in the pantry and to have an outdoor cooking space that's really second to none. Right next to that, let's open this up. This is the entertainment center. You can put the TV out here. You've got a nice swivel out here so it can come out. You don't need a TV that can fit all the way back in here. You could obviously put a bigger one on here. You do have the 12-volt port here, a cable connection, and you have a 110 plug. Depending on what TV you have, you can use whatever's appropriate. So very nice to set up that outdoor entertainment center right here. Let's fold that back up because this is really the part that I'm always impressed with. MDC does just an absolutely gorgeous kitchen. You unlock it there, it's got a catch. Let's pull it out, and you've got a beautiful setup here. Unlatch the bungees that hold everything in place. This folds back, gets up out of the way. You do have a wind guard if you need that, but you have the same glass top stove outside that you do inside. Right under here, you've got a silverware drawer. Next, another storage drawer, maybe utensils, maybe anything else you need outside. This is a little compartment that has the hoses in it that you need to hook up not only your outdoor sink, but your propane. So you may want to store just a few things in here after you pull that out. This is your shelves. They pop up right here, easy to use. Really nice setup here. You've got a big sink, again, a hose right here to drain it out. And right over here, another storage bin. They did a great job in giving you not only storage, but every outdoor option that you might need. Got a second catch there to put it in. So I love this outdoor space. You couple that with the pantry and you're ready to go. What? You want a refrigerator? We're gonna go to the other side, show you where that big cooler is gonna go. You've got a really nice pull-out tray. It comes all the way out, so look how big of a space you have. You can put a really nice 12-volt cooler. Plug-ins are right in there, right here on the left. Easy to plug it in, keep everything cold. Not only do you have great food storage, but you can sit under this nice awning, grab those cold drinks. Now you'll notice on the right, we've got some canvas totes here. Inside there is the shower tent I was telling you about that goes on the other side, but also the annex room. There is an entire annex room that hooks onto this side of the trailer, full 14-foot length. So you've got a nice tented space. It's almost 7 feet wide, and you can cook inside that space. Keep the bugs out, because they've even got a draft skirt. That's what these snaps are for all around here. You've got snaps that are going to keep that draft skirt underneath, and then the floor, so you're going to be completely enclosed. Really nice setup if you're out there in the middle of nowhere, you want some seclusion from the sun, from the bugs. Nice space. All included. It isn't an extra option that you have to add. So coming around to the front, we've got storage space. Really well done here. Now the center is going to have your two 20-pound propane tanks, and in the sides, you're going to have a 5-gallon jerry can holder and then extra space to put extra gear. So up front you can see the galvanized steel frame, heavy duty, and you do have a brake here. So instead of running around putting chocks everywhere, you pull your brake, the camper's not going to be rolling on you. We talked about the DC to DC charger. So you've got a standard 7-way plug here with a cap on it, which is nice, particularly if you're in a dirt area. You don't want it to get dirty. And then you have the DC to DC charger. Now this does require adding gear to your vehicle to make this work, but it's already pre-wired into the camper, so those batteries are going to charge really fast when you're going down the road instead of trickle charging like you have in the standard 7-way. So that is all built in. And right up front is the DO35 hitch. I love this hitch because the pin comes up, snaps into place. You don't have to worry about whether it's locked, unlocked. It's easy to see, easy to operate, and of course it's a full articulating hitch for that off-road travel. You do have a hydrant right up front, a little unique, but you know, you might need some water right here, easy to access. And let's come around to this side. So the other end of our front compartment, you've got the shower tent room right here. That is going to hook right on the side over there between the windows, and that's going to be, yeah, a great outside space. This is no wimpy shower tent, guys. This is about 4 foot by 4 foot. So, yeah, if you're a big guy, maybe that inside shower isn't where you want to be. Outside is awesome. All right, if you wanted to keep it somewhere else or you're not going to use the shower tent, more storage for you. Next to that, it's going to be your gray water tank and your front tank for your fresh water. It's interesting, something unusual that we don't see very much, but they do have locking caps on here. They're just like an old gas tank cap. Just unscrew it, fill those tanks. Everything is heavy duty on this, so you don't have those small plastic parts that might break off with regular use. The next thing here is going to be the cassette toilet. Now, if you've never used a cassette toilet, I'll give you a brief rundown here. This cassette toilet holds its own water for flushing, and you fill that right here, and it fills up in this tube, so you can tell when there's plenty of flushing water or not. Just fill it up till the water's near the top of that. Then put water in the bowl. Once you flush it, it's going to come down into this cassette. When you're ready to dump it, just slide it out. It closes up on the top, which is super clean. It's not like you're balancing anything. You've got wheels on the bottom, and this handle pops out, so you can roll it wherever you need it to go. Super easy. When you get to wherever you're going to dump it, I pop that handle back in, swivel the end out. Of course, take the cap off. Now you've got a handle on the back too, a place for your hand to go. Push the button to let a little bit of air in so there's no gurgling or splashing, and dump your tank. And I mean, it's that simple. You can always slide this open and clean it if you'd like, but really most of the time there's no need. It dumps easily, especially if you're using standard toilet chemicals for RVs and if you're using correct toilet paper. When it slides back in, it's going to open itself up, and that's all there is to it. It's very simple. Right in front, you've got these 3 ports for portable solar. If you would like to carry some extra portable solar with you, you can park in the shade, plug in right here, set those solar panels in the sun, and power up your system. Each one of these plugs can hold up to 200 watts of solar. So that's an extra 600 right here. Real easy to do, already wired in for you. Standard 30 amp plug on the outside for shore power. And There is going to be your vent for your heater. And in here, you're going to have your outside shower, hot and cold, and another fresh water tank right here. You've got the inlet right here where you can pop in a hose and have a spray port. You've also got the spray handle in the shower, so you've got everything you need right here. Again, that shower tent is going to go right up on the rail above me, so very easy to set up for a shower. Pull that shower handle in, and you're good to go. And over here, you've got your water heater vent, and coming around to the back, this is where the bed pulls out. You'll notice that they've got 2 spare tires, matching spare tires. They're the heavy-duty tread. The suspension on this trailer is very unique. You've got the trailing long arm suspension. You've got heavy-duty shocks. It is meant for off-road travel. You've also got, for highway travel, you've got the standard electronic sway control. That's unusual to see built in as well, but they've got both things working for you here, so you can go anywhere off the grid that you want to go. If you want to see how this back pulls out, it's very simple. There's nothing difficult about it. You can see it again on our tech tour. So Princess Craft Tech Tours, check it out. Learn all about the operations of opening and closing and some of the finer details in this trailer. Another standard feature is going to be a backup camera with a 7-inch monitor, already built in, ready to go for your next adventure. So many things to talk about on this 15-4 OGE by MDC. If you have some questions, please let us know here at Princess Craft. We're glad to help you out. I'm PJ with Princess Craft RV. I'll see you next time.